So now on to decorating the cover of the album. This little album has been designed so that you can use an 8x8 pad if you want to, or all of the dimensions are worked out, so if you use a 12x12 pad, you have got 4-inch pieces left to make photo mats or pockets or add to the album later on. So I've chosen the Farmhouse collection by Graphic 45 for my cover, and something I like to do lots is take one sheet of paper but use both sides of it by flipping it over, so cutting off a section. So what I've done for this piece is take the 8x8 sheet and I've cut off 1.5 inches and flipped it over, and I want to stick it into place next to the first piece. And then I've created a layered ephemera card just by cutting out the centre and using some fun foam underneath on that centre section, sticking the frame onto a black mat, and then with these ephemera cards they have a 1/8 of an inch cut corner. So I have got, I don't know if this is still available, I've got a crocodile or corner chomper that is a 1/8 of an inch corner chomper, and it's just perfect for rounding off those black mats that you put under your frames and ephemera cards. So that's going to go on like that, and then I've got 2 of the stickers from the collection that I've mounted on black card. They're going to go on, and then a little chipboard piece that says welcome is just going to go on at the bottom. So I've created a really simple cover with one sheet of paper. You choose whatever you want to put on your cover, and let's put it together. So the first thing I do is ink the edges of my paper. I think if you're sticking a paper with white core onto black, it really makes those edges stand out. So I just use a distress marker to ink my paper edges, and a top tip if you're doing that is not to have the right side facing you, just in case your pen slips, which I've done many times. So this piece I want to have the flowery side facing me, and this is a really quick way of edging your papers without having to do that dab 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 ink 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 repetitively. I found it really hurt my wrist, and I've done that with the stickers. I've done it around the ephemera card as well, just missed a little bit there, and then I'm going to do it around the chipboard piece just to get rid of that chipboard edge. And a top tip for the ink pens is have a re-inker, and when the pen gets dry just put a couple of drops of the re-inker into the pen. It's quite easy to get these nibs off, and then the pen's good to go again. You don't need to buy a new pen, and the re-inker will last for a long, long time. So I'm using black soot with my collection, but you could use any pen just to get rid of that white edge. And then let's stick the papers down. So you can stick your papers down with glue or tape. I'm just going to use the Anitas glue. I quite like it. It's a thick, sounds silly, but it's a dryish glue and very easy to use. You can shape the nozzle so that you get as much or as little glue out as you want, just by snipping the edge. I'm just going to spread out the glue around the edges to stop it squishing, and then I'm going to stick this piece in the outer side of the album cover, on the outer side of the album cover. And the nice thing about putting your papers down with glue is that you can move them about. You've got that wiggle room. Now I've laid my album cover out. If you do that, just be careful that you don't stick your cover onto the back of the album, it's always the side that's on the right hand side if you've got your covers facing you. And then I'm just going to take my bone folder and just smooth out any bubbles that might be in the paper, and it also smooths out any excess glue as well that you can just wipe off. So right up to the edges, and then you get a really nice piece of paper stuck beautifully. And then stick the other little piece on. I love the colours in this collection. It's just ink. I try and keep one finger that is a glue finger. Doesn't always work, and I try to keep it out of the way when I'm sticking and touching other bits to go in the project. Smooth it down. Love, love, love. Then I'm going to bring my ephemera card in. Oh, look at that. It really pops this collection. I love the ginghams, the spots, the flowers, and just those three colours, black, yellow and red. Beautiful. So these I want to stick top and bottom. So I think I'm going to bring those in and stick them about 1/2 inch up from the bottom and top corners. So again, with a little bit of glue. And just spread it out. You don't need much, just that grey bloom. And then line it up with the paper edge and stick it down. And the same with the top one. So again, I haven't measured it, I'm just eyeballing it. Or using the eyeball technique, if that's a technique. I heard somebody say that and it made me laugh. And then my ephemera card, I've put double-sided tape around 3 sides to create a pocket. I thought it might be nice to be able to put a tag behind that, which we'll do later on. So again, I'm having trouble with my backing tape. Take those off. And I'm just going to bend it slightly. Just gives it a little arch. And then I'm going to come in and centre it between these 2 pieces. And I'm going to follow a line of spots and stick it down. And then hopefully it'll be straight. Oh, yum, yum, yum. And then lastly, I'm just going to stick my little welcome chipboard piece in the bottom right hand corner. So build up your cover however you're decorating it, and hopefully you'll have some layers. You maybe like to add flowers and more embellishments, but that is a really quick and simple way to create a cover for your album. And then to finish off the back and the spine of the album, I've cut my piece of card or paper at 8 inches square in just black card, and I've added a sticker to the centre bottom, and then just line your paper up. I've stuck this down with double-sided tape, line it up on the back and stick it into place. I mean, you could be really creative on there, but I've just gone with the black because that's me. And then the spine, I've used one of the stickers from the collection, long strip, and I've just run it over the edges so there aren't any cut edges. I'm just going to use my black pen just to ink the top and bottom edge. I've inked the edges of the sticker, and then I've put double-sided tape all around my piece, and I'm going to stick it centrally onto the spine, like that. Now, unfortunately, I didn't trim it to the right length, so my piece is sticking out at the bottom, which defeats the object of folding my sticker around, so I'll trim that off in a minute. But that is the album cover decorated. How fab does that look? And then I've got some Graphic 45 tags, and I'm dithering whether to use one of the large ones or a small ATC tag. I'm not sure, but I'll come back to that once we've decorated the album, and we'll see what paper we've got left.